very young boy, stroking it, rubbing it, pulling it hard and harder, then harder, yanking and yanking at it until it came straight out the what was new hold stubborn trunk of tree, no match for the superhuman strength of me, he shouted, pulling it free. The power it gave him, the strength of 10 men when it was near, but when he left it and went somewhere else without it, he would only have his original strength of 2 men, so he strapped it on his back, which itself sapped the strength of 1 man because of its girth, so that he would only have the strength of 9 men as a consequence. It was always under his clothes strapped onto the back, and he would look like a bit of a hunchback, so became known as the hunchback with the strength of 9 men, because no one, only he, knew it was the magic tree trunk under there, just thinking it was a physical abnormality causing the overcompensation in strength, naturally. The teenage years. Lonely times, mostly by himself, wandering, disconnected, feeling nothing real, but with the strength of 9 men and the stigma of one abnormal because of always walking around with the tree trunk as a bag. Read a lot of comics, poetry and classic Russian literature, found Crime and Punishment, and immediately identified with Raskolnikov's wandering aloofness and moral quandaries, leading him to Camus, Sartre, T.S. Eliot and Barbusse, looking out the hole in the wall up girls' skirts for days, contemplating not that it's the getting the thing, but the actual trying to get the thing that's the thing, and having his first major existential crisis at 16, when really what he should have been doing was humping girls with the strength and libidinal longings the trunk had given, all but couldn't because of the deformity. Naturally. With not wanting to lose the power and strength the tree gave and become but mere mortal, he said no to the world and going out without the strength the strapped-on tree gave, and went deeper and deeper inside the world of the loner, finding things more and more unreal until the 21st birthday. 21. The day he cast the trunk off and ventured out without the strength was the first time his only friend Frederick the shoehorner came over with a strawberry paper, acid trip and some opium, and he had his dancing frog robot vision and wrote his first poem called The Dancing Frog Thing. The dancing river frogs move like robots to the flashing disco lights through forest leaves down from except for stars, empty sky, moonshine. Nighttime forest disco, the frogs on floating pods as if nightclub podiums, maybe smoking opium or high from licking some toad's arsehole. No matter for them then. Anyhow the party continued till sunshine shone its shady light to spoil the luminous brilliant night of the once awoken, uninhibited and wondrously up dancing frogs floating. He knew then what he hadn't and was, oh, what the fuck am I doing? I'm getting out of this dark dingy hole and fuck strength in this trunk and destiny. I'm going to someplace else and I'm going to get me sex and drugs and ride anything that moves. The trunk was put in the attic with the old ski electrics racing set and stuffed cowboy teddy bear over by the water boiler, and he headed for the nearest city and started writing children's poetry, his first published piece earning the praises of other more established poets in the poetry scene, as they were known to call it. Oink, oink, said the cow. Everything is different now. People walking in the streets up on their hands instead of their feet. The alphabet now starts with C, and 10 times 2 equals 23. The sky is green, the grass is blue, all the walls you can now see through. The bat met the cat and said meow. The cat said, hey bat, I'm supposed to say that, and hey, why is everything different now? Hey cat, said the bat, don't you know, it happened about a week ago. It started out with the onking cow. Look at the humans walking on their hands, and look at the colour of the lands. It's good, said the bat, that things have changed. It never helps always being the same. The best of times, the worst of times. He soon got sick of the incestuous poetry world, and because he had the strength of 2 men anyway, the reason he was able to pull the tree trunk out in the first place, got a job in a circus as a strong man, had his head shaved and grew a Salvatore Dali moustache, wearing a blue-black cross leotard, becoming a carny, drugging it up and having sex with anyone who had a hole really, until Shastakov, the trampoline pole dancing tiger tamer, wanted him for herself and was fighting with all the other women performers who were all mad for his cock because he was a handsome man, men humpless. Even though his cock wasn't massive, it was quite large compared to Shostakoff's last midget performer lover, and she loved it so much. She wanted it all for herself, so got jealous and killed all the women in the carnival with the gun, and they used to shoot the midgets out into nets. The murder of the circus women. By all accounts, it was a mess. Mila Shostakov told the other women she had thought of a new act and got a cage and asked them all to get in. They all agreed because they thought that everyone was friends but were raised from the ground on pulleys that were attached to ground cables, and Shostakov turned the cannon that shot the midgets full of gunpowder and cannonballs, splattering heads, taking 2 out around the chest area and the others down of heart attacks, causing the death of 5 altogether. The scene was said to be as bloody as Jodorowsky's El Topo set. Jodorowsky's El Topo set. By then it was time to get away. He thought that sex and drugs were fine, but not everything. And having read the story of the great Don Quixote and watching lots of Steven Seagal movies, decided on another life, searching out the mythical donut and the magic red carpet, doing any heroic deeds he could on the way, grabbing a donkey from the animal pen, going to the red carpet. The hero on his ass, heroin. The lies from Drug Central were losing legs, men roaming streets, cracking heads like eggs, wielding blunt instruments, nothing inside but dog shit, Warhol and reference points at all, thinking about yourself again and again and again and again, thinking it's all the same and the same and the same and the same, but the lies from Drug Central are losing legs, crossing wet windy streets, saying something, but the donut intrusion left every conclusion before inconsequential maniac men roaming streets, cracking heads like eggs. Along came the hero aboard his ass, heroin, charging forward with a red laser projecting pen and a bin lid for protection. He shouted, "Stop it, men!" Then it was the ridiculous nature of the whole thing that spread all round laughter. Each one together. Let the tears fall from all cheeks, and the ruckus was gone, stopped by a fool on an ass going to the red carpet. He shouted once more, "Let me pass, boys, I have no time for these trivialities. I'm on the trail of the red carpet and the mythical donut, the tremendously, tantalizingly, tangerine, tongue-tingly, chocolate-covered treat. So stand back and make retreat, you laughing barbarians," he said. The lies from Drug Central had long gone legs, the hero heading west, by now not a sound, him red carpet bound.
Future juice, orange flavor, strawberry juice of the leaves of a dingleberry, bush juice, future juice. In the future there will be French juices. Future juices, the juice of the future. There are 3% juices and others. Things like EC56657 RD. Future juice. Think of the next 100 years and think of 100 more. Then another 100 and think of juice. And there will be future juice. It is in our hands. We will hold it and toast the skies for the produce to make the futurejuice.com.au organic futurejuice.co.org again.